At midnight tonight, we say goodbye to 2024 and hello to a fresh slate. Some of you may be setting resolutions, some of you may not, but how far back does this tradition go? NBC5's Kevin Lawless is about to tell us all about it.
It's the weekend before New Year, and our Christmas tree is still up. Normally at this time of year, I'd take time to recover from the holiday and watch a little sports. But this year, for the first time in my life, I'm thinking about doing a New Year resolution. And that got me thinking about how this whole resolution thing got started. Now, what I learned is that New Year resolutions aren't new at all. In fact, 5,000 years ago, the Babylonians celebrated their New Year at the time of the vernal equinox in the spring. They held a 2-week-long party called the Akitu Festival. And at this giant party, which admittedly makes mine look pretty tame, they made promises to their gods, promises to repay their debts and return anything they had borrowed. They believed that if they honored these promises, they would have a prosperous and lucky new year. About 3,000 years later, the Romans came up with a new calendar, and the first month of their year honored their god Janus, the two-faced god, one god looking back into the past, the other looking forward into the future, and they also made promises to their god. Now, the phrase New Year resolution didn't make it to print until a Boston area newspaper in 1813. But people had been making resolutions and mocking people who made resolutions for centuries. Recent research tells us that about 30% of all Americans make a New Year resolution. The downside is that less than 8% actually succeed. So in part 2 of this series, we'll talk to Dr. Robin Miller, and we'll try to give you some strategies to ensure that you're successful. We'll help you write a New Year's resolution and achieve that goal. Research also tells us that 80% of all resolutions are about improving your health or physical fitness. So I've put together a series of stories on exercise programs across the Rogue Valley, everything from aerobics to yoga. You can find all of that information on our website.
Stay with NBC5 for part 2 of our New Year's resolution story. For more, you can always head to our website, KOBI-5.com.